I think Robin's broken on it the same way I have.
The cameras were rolling, the lights were blazing, and the tension, you could cut it with a knife. Producers had envisioned it as a standard day of filming. Confessionals, family check-ins, maybe a little drama to liven up season 19. But what they had not seen coming was the moment everything would come crashing down on set. It started as Kody walked in as usual, cocky, dominating, as if the show is still about him. He sat down on the interview seat, slouched back, folded his arms, and scorned the production team. "Let's just get this done," he said. "We all know that the fans are tired of hearing the wives whine." That was his first mistake. One of the producers, usually reserved, always professional, stopped, slowly removed their headset, and glared at Kody like they'd had enough. "Kody, do you really think the fans are tired of them?" Silence. Kody blinked, confused. "Yeah, obviously. I'm the one they watch for." That was his second mistake. The producer leaned in. Quiet, cold, serious as a heart attack. "Kody, the fans aren't tired of the wives. They're tired of you." The entire room fell, silent. Kody's smirk vanished. Cameras ceased panning. Even the production crew breathed in. And then the producer spoke, the more vociferous, blunter, with pent-up frustration over years behind each word. "Viewers are weary of excuses. They're weary of favoritism. They're weary of watching you gaslight everyone on TV, and then become the victim backstage." Boom! It was as if a bomb had detonated on set. Kody's mouth opened to reply in kind, but someone got there first. Janelle. She stepped up from the side of the set, arms across chest, eyes locked on Kody. "You want the truth, Kody?" she said to him. "They're not just done watching. They're done believing you." The room grew even quieter. And then, footprints. Christine. Walking in. Not on the books, not invited, but very, very ready. She stared straight at the producers. "Are we finally doing this? Are we finally showing everyone what really went on behind the scenes?" The producer nodded very, very slowly. "Yes, TLC is not coddling him." Kody scowled at all of them, shocked, upset, cornered. "What are you even talking about? You can't just—" The producer cut him off. "Oh, we can and we will, because the truth is coming out. On camera." And so it did. The power shifted. For the very first time in Sister Wives history, Kody wasn't in control. He was on the hot seat. And what did come next left him roasted, speechless, and fully exposed in front of everybody. And that was only the beginning. The studio atmosphere shifted. Kody leaned forward in his chair, trying to defend himself, but his voice shook. For the first time in years. He didn't sound confident. He sounded cornered. TLC producers glanced around anxiously at one another. Cameras zoomed in. They knew something monumental was about to happen. Then, a voice cut through the silence. It wasn't a producer. It wasn't a fan question. It was Janelle, calm, controlled, but razor sharp. "Kody, do you even hear yourself? You talk about loyalty, but where was yours?" The room gasped. Kody froze. He tried to speak. Nothing came out. Not a word. This is the moment everything broke. The family remained silent for years. They protected the show. They protected the image. But now, the truth was spilling out, and there was no going back. Kody's face turned red. He looked at the producers, searching for rescue. But TLC did not save him this time. Instead, the host leaned in and asked the question viewers have been waiting a decade to ask. "Kody, do you think you are the reason this family fell apart?" Silence, no music, no editing tricks, just pure, painful silence. And Kody Brown, fully exposed. The room was heavy. Even the crew stopped. Everyone was waiting for his answer. But deep down, they all knew. This was the beginning of the end. Kody shifted uncomfortably in his seat, eyes darting about the room. He wasn't just uncomfortable. He was held prisoner. The question still hung in the air. Are you the reason this family fell apart? Kody finally spoke up, but instead of answering, he dodged, It wasn't me. It was them. They quit trying. They turned on me. I was the only one who loved them. The audience booed, not politely, not softly. It was loud and real. For years, fans sat in silence by. But today, they'd had enough. Christine leaned forward, eyes locked on Kody. You cared? You cared? You left me alone for years. You made me feel invisible. The room went silent again. Even Kody couldn't look her in the eye. Then Robin tried to jump in. Kody was under a lot of stress. But before she could even get her sentence out, Janelle cut her off. Stop defending him. We all were stressed out. We all had sacrifices to make. But Kody only showed up when it was convenient for him. That was it. The audience erupted into applause. The host sat back, stunned. Even TLC producers looked shocked. They'd never seen the wives this united, for the first time in years. They stood together, against him. Kody's confident posture collapsed. He looked small, defeated. He glared at the wives and muttered, "You're all rewriting history." Christine leaned in, calm, strong, unshakable. "No, Kody, we're finally telling it." And the truth hit harder than any script TLC could write. Because this wasn't drama. This wasn't TV. This was real. And what about Kody? He had nowhere to hide. The studio was charged with tension. Kody sat stiff, eyes cold. The wives were silent, but powerful. And then the host did something no one saw coming. She looked off camera. A producer nodded, and she started producing a stack of papers. "Kody, we have production timeline logs. They record when you were on set, when you were hanging out with each wife, and when you wouldn't shoot." Kody's face went pale. He tried to wave it away. "Those don't prove anything." But the host continued. "It also shows you spent 113 days with Robin, and 27 total with the other 3 wives. Combined," the audience gasped. The wives looked down. None of them were surprised. But Kody, he was exposed. He fidgeted in his chair. "That's not fair. Robin needed me more." "Boo!" The audience immediately cried out again. Christine leaned forward, calm voice. "We all needed you. You chose who mattered." Then, the host dropped the real bomb. She turned to the screen behind them. "We're going to roll unseen footage, including the moments that Kody had no idea cameras were still rolling." Kody's eyes grew wide with fear. "No. Stop. I did not okay that." Too late, the screen flashed to life, and there he was. Kody on camera, talking to producers in private. If they won't listen, then why should I bother with them? Robin is the only one who shows me respect. The room went dead, silent. You could hear the audience's breath leave their lungs. Janelle closed her eyes. Mary wiped a tear away. Christine looked at the screen, stunned, then turned and gave Kody an icy stare. "That's how you saw us? As problems, not partners?" Kody parted his lips. Nothing escaped, for the very first time ever on national television. Kody Brown was left speechless. The host leaned in with a final question. "Kody, do you regret that?" Kody glared, cornered, exposed, and then, because it was the truth, the audience lost it. Boos, shouts, gasps. The wives sat back in shock. This was when all of it changed, because TLC didn't just show the drama. They exposed who Kody really was, and there was no coming back from it. The studio was ablaze. The audience was booing nonstop. The producers were desperately scrambling around the cameras, and Kody, he just sat there with his arms crossed, furious. But TLC wasn't done. The host gazed at him directly. "Kody, after everything we've seen, do you actually believe you are innocent?" Kody leaned in, voice belligerent. "I did everything for this family. They messed it up. They disrespected me. They ruined the framework." Silence. Then Christine answered. Cold, calculated, lethal. "No, Kody. You tore down the building the day you chose control over love. The audience was on their feet, applauding." Kody glared at her. "You're just bitter because I didn't choose you." Christine smiled. "No. I'm free because I finally chose myself. Absolute mic drop. The audience went wild, but the host wasn't finished yet. She turned around to the screen. "There's one final clip," Kody bristled. "On the screen. Footage from the early years." Kody smiling, laughing with his wives, talking about oneness, love, partnership. Then it cut to present footage, Kody yelling, blaming, storming out of rooms, saying, "I don't care if they stay or leave." The contrast was brutal, undeniable, devastating. The host asked softly, "Kody, what happened to that man?" Kody gazed at the floor for the first time. He looked small. He spoke in a whisper. He got betrayed. And that's when Janelle spoke up to him, quietly. But with power. "No, Kody, he got ego." The audience gasped again. Kody lost it. "I don't need this show. I don't need any of you." He got up, ripped off his mic. Cameras were still rolling. The wives didn't move. They just watched him. As Kody stormed off the stage, the host said, "We're staying right here, because this story is no longer about him." She turned to the wives. "It's about the women who survived him, standing." Ovation. Christine wiped a tear. Janelle nodded with pride. Mary exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for years. The camera followed. Kody backstage. He realized he was still being filmed. "Turn it off. Turn it off!" Dead silence. He lied and cut. The screen faded to black. Text appeared. "The future of Sister Wives is about to change forever." This was the end. Kody was exposed, roasted, left in dead silence. TLC didn't protect him. The audience didn't defend him. The wives didn't fear him. For the first time ever. The world saw the truth, and Kody Brown, he walked off that set alone.